You might have heard the story before. A man goes walking through his neighborhood at night and comes across another man looking for something under a street lamp. "Can I help you find something?" the first man asks. "I can't find my keys," the second man says. "I see," says the first man. "I've dropped my keys out here before. I know what it's like. I'll help you find them." "I didn't drop the keys out here," says the other man. "I dropped them on my porch. I'm just looking out here because the lighting is better." As absurd as this story is, how many of us maintain exactly this sort of conversation with our inner dialogue? How many times did you, as a student, sit down to complete some important assignment, only to suddenly find something else, of far lesser importance, to attend to? How many times have you, in your adult life, been faced with some task or resolved to learn some new creative skill, only to set it aside for some menial activity with no deadline or value? We've all been there. We've all been determined to do something important, only to be struck sidelong and taken off task by some voice in our heads that encourages us to play this game or watch that show or organize some part of our office that doesn't need it. After hours in front of the television spent flipping through substandard programming, or perhaps even more time on the internet drifting from site to unnecessary site, suddenly it's time for bed, and we've lost another day that we began with high expectations. Consider how many meaningful things you've tried to do that somehow became lost in a time vortex of meaningless activity. It's not uncommon that after such a day we ask ourselves, "Why did I do that? Why did I waste so much time?" The mechanisms that engage our inner dialogue go a long way toward enriching our experience as human beings, to be sure. They give us the ability to plan, anticipate, experiment, and come up with novel solutions to problems. Inner dialogue has been so successful throughout human existence, in fact, that it has devised an endless number of ways to avoid stressful situations in the modern era. The answer to why we procrastinate or otherwise fail to remain focused is actually quite simple. We're stressed. Some part of our mind suddenly finds itself in a situation of an unpleasant or undesirable nature and bails on us. If the voices that distract us from work or otherwise important activities weren't bad enough, consider the converse situation. We've all been here too. It's the end of a long day, and you're simply trying to relax and reward yourself for time well spent and jobs well done, only your mind doesn't seem quite ready to shift into neutral. You perhaps find yourself stuck worrying about work when you should be enjoying time with your family or some activity that you take genuine pleasure from. This is the real tragedy of modern life. That same inner dialogue that guides us through challenging times, often with stunning grace and precision, can suddenly become trapped in a particular mode of exchange that no longer serves us once the challenges of the day have been met. Most of us spend our lives struggling to deal with matters at hand in the present, while half our inner dialogue is pulling us into the past or pushing us into the future. Our mind is trying to take us anywhere but right here and now. We tend to worry about the future of a task or project before it is finished. We may even find reasons why such an undertaking will be obsolete upon its very completion. Again, how many times have each of us finished something difficult, only to discover it wasn't as necessary or important as we originally believed it would be? Doesn't that leave us crestfallen? But what is the point of badgering oneself about the fate of things we've completed in the past if there is nothing we can do to change it? If it seems impossible to stop this inner conflict, that's with good cause. As stated before, the inner dialogue is part of the human condition. We're born with it, and we use it so often that we're not aware of it. There's no way to permanently dispose of our inner dialogues. They are far too important to us. However, as luck would have it, you can quiet it down. You can work with it, even cooperate with it. You can even get it to cooperate with you, given enough practice. With patience and determination, lots of determination, admittedly, you can learn this skill for yourself, and the benefits of doing so are seemingly endless. It's more appropriate to ask how quieting the mind can't benefit you, since it will leave you with a much smaller list.